What's up, YouTube? Smells like Vin here, and first day of summer vacation. I'm really excited about that, and I'm gonna do a review. But this review is gonna be a response to All About Music's More Vinyl video. I'm really happy that he came back and did a video with him talking. I've been really liking the songs, dude. Yeah, All About Music is awesome, and to kind of pay tribute to that video, I'm gonna talk about an album that he showed in vinyl form in the video, so go check his video out. And the album is Acid King 3. And if you don't know who Acid King are a stoner metal, sludge metal, doom metal, whatever you want to call it, band that are very, very good. I listened to Bruce Woods before, and I liked it, but it didn't totally blow me away. And just a little while ago, I picked it up again, and I kind of listened to it and gave it kind of, with an open mind, and I was like, wow, I love stoner metal, and that, I'm surprised I didn't like it as much the first time. So I listened to this, their debut EP. I'm gonna listen to Zoroaster, and yeah, they're just a fantastic band. So Acid King 3, released 2005, is the band's, as the title may suggest, third album, and it continues the formula and the sound and the style that Bruce Woods kind of presented, as in thick, distorted guitars, really, really big sounding drums, and reverby, drony vocals. And I think they do it better on this album with songs like my favorite song on the album, War of the Mind. I believe either the third or fourth song. Pretty sure it's the fourth song, excuse me if I got that wrong. But there's only 7 songs on the album, but since they're all pretty long, it clocks in at a good length. So yeah, War of the Mind. War of the Mind has this thick, chunky, chugging riff, and the drums are just pounding, and they sound big and kind of epic, and the vocal melody, just Laurie, who I think I forgot to mention, I should have mentioned this, the band is female fronted, which is awesome. And Laurie, who is the band's vocalist, has a very creepy, kind of sick-sounding, twisted voice, and it fits the riffs perfectly, especially on this album. And I feel like she complements the band so much with her vocal melodies. War of the Mind has this really drawn out, long, like, slow vocal melody, but then she twists it, and it almost sounds sort of catchy, like it gets stuck in your head, and the way the riff is just chugging along, it's fantastic. And it sets up this atmosphere and just builds and builds and builds. And then the band, the cool thing about this band too, is that they know how to jam. They contrast that kind of big, chugging feel with this almost Master Reality era, Black Sabbath, Holy Mountain, Sleep era kind of jam sessions. And they do it perfectly. It's not too long, and it's not too pretentious. Laurie pulls off some great solos. Everyone knows how to play their instruments. The bass is always audible, and it's just perfect. It totally helps makes the song more progressive, and almost every song on this album follow that formula. Now, some people may say it's a bit repetitive, and yes, it is. The album is just a tad bit repetitive, but since every song is different enough, it doesn't really kind of pull down the album. And since, like I said, it's only 7 songs, so there's not a whole lot of time for you to get bored, you know what I mean? So, yeah, this album is awesome. It really is. Production-wise, it's perfect. Everything is perfect in the mix. That's another thing I love about this band. A lot of stoner metal bands, sometimes I feel maybe put too much emphasis on like the guitars or the vocals. Acid King doesn't do that in this album. You hear everything perfectly, and for the type of music they play, and for the focus of these points, you need good production, and this album definitely has good production. Flow is also really, really good. Like I said, the songs are similar, so it does feel like if you were to play the album without, like if, let's say, every single track was just conjoined, it would just sound like the same song, which some people may not like, but me personally, like I said, about like 12 times already, it's only 7 songs, so there really isn't a whole lot of time for you to be like, I've heard this before, because if you do start to feel that way, the album already ended already, you know what I mean? So, the flow is really good. And it's just a compact flow, you know what I mean? 7 songs, short and sweet, and it's done. So, yeah, this album's awesome. If you're into stoner metal and you haven't heard of Acid King, they're not a very popular band, which is a shame, because they deserve it. Check it out. Honestly, if you were trying to get into them, I would probably start with their self-titled EP, their debut self-titled EP. 4 songs. It's before Laurie started using that drony kind of vocal style, and it presents itself in more of a kind of just straightforward sludge metal. It's not as doomy or drony, and it's a lot more crunchy. But yeah, awesome band. I don't think they're still together, and if they are, that's really cool, but I'm not sure. I should have checked that, but whatever. So, All About Music. If you liked this review, tell me. If you didn't like this review, tell me. You're an awesome reviewer, you're like basically the person who made me, want to start doing reviews. So tell me, what can I do to improve, tell me what I can do better, and thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.